Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hallmark Movie Drafts, where our three guest panelists this month are all Hallmark movie enthusiasts and Deck the Hallmark podcast double deckers who love to rate, rank, and debate all things Hallmark movies related. It's October, it's fall, y'all. So they'll be working with and against one another to create the definitive singular list of the 10 best Hallmark movies that give us fall feels. You know, those seasonal Hallmark films that have us all convinced that if our town doesn't have an annual fall festival, what are we even doing living here? And why don't we have any relatives that own a pumpkin farm or an apple orchard that we can inherit? I'm Lynn, your host, and with me as always is my co-host Erinbeth. And joining us today as guest co-host is Catherine. Kate, what do you love about fall season?
I love watching fall movies because I live in a state or an area of the state, Southern California, where we don't get fall. So I get it by watching my Hallmark movies every year.
No foliage at all?
I mean, it's 82 degrees outside today, so no.
I'm wearing my fall sweater. It says fall actually on the sweater, so I'm ready for it. Here in New England, the foliage has started. It's still warm. It's still in the 70s, but we're getting there. So listeners, check out the Hallmark Movie Drafts letterbox that Kate manages and set up. And you can see all of the movie titles from the past drafts, the final top 10 lists. Everything that you need is right there. And Kate, you've just done such a wonderful job with that. It looks really terrific. So thanks for taking that. Thanks for taking that on. Are you drinking anything tonight? You usually have like a themed wine.
I am. I will tell you what movie this was inspired by if it comes up later tonight, but I am drinking a wine from Napa. So maybe that will tell you what movie this is related to.
Cool. So Erinbeth, how are you doing tonight? Do you have any fall rituals that you want to share with us?
We like to go to the farms and pick our pumpkins. And we have a lot of fun. I live in a very rural area, so we have lots of farms around us and hay rides and all the fun things. So I do get to say that my town is a fall town because we have all of that stuff. It helps to live in Colorado, though. We do get the season.
Yeah, you're lucky. Okay, so let's get to, with no further delay, let's get to the panelists. I'm so excited because for the first time in forever, these are all first-time players. I have no idea what their gameplay is going to be like or how competitive or collaborative they're going to be because Erinbeth and Kate, their panel chat was like super quiet. I've never seen anything like it. So they're all either going to play with love and all agree, or it's going to be complete and utter chaos. So
We're saving it for tonight.
It's going to be fun either way.
We've seen quiet chats before, Lynn, and it turns into an all-out brawl. So.
It does. But one thing I am sure of is that these double deckers all love fall. They've had several months to put together their own personal top 10 list from the list of 29 titles that we agreed met the criteria to be eligible. I'll talk more about that a little bit later because eligibility was a little tricky for this one. They've ranked them 10th best to the number one favorite, and they're going to battle it out to get as many of their own personal favorites as possible onto the final list, ideally in the same position they have them ranked on their personal list. So first up is Stephanie. Stephanie, welcome. I feel like you and I have been talking about this Fall Feels draft for ages, and it's finally here. How are you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
I am very excited. I love the fall, and I have a feeling we are going to have a variety of opinions tonight. So I think it'll be good.
I think the one great thing that double deckers have in common as a community is we are all very opinionated and passionate, and we are each right in our own way. So we'll see what happens. You also helped to create the initial long list for this draft that had more than 50 titles on it. Actually, it was like 55 to 56 movies that were eligible. So that was a big help. And I can't thank you enough. Was it hard for you to put together your own personal top 10 though, when it came right down to it?
Very hard. Because I feel like, I mean, you know, with a lot of Hallmark movies, there's not a lot of differentiation between each of the movies. And so it was hard to really narrow it down to the top 10.
All right. Well, good luck tonight. Next up is Michelle. Michelle, welcome. I know how much you love fall, but what I don't know is how long have you been a Hallmark movie fan? When did you start watching Hallmark movies?
I started watching Hallmark movies probably around 2018. I was living overseas and watching them on the Armed Forces Network every now and then. And now, during the pandemic is when Hallmark and I became a thing.
And we are so glad it did become a thing, because your comments in the chats when we're watching the movies live together are hilarious and on point. So it's so much fun. I know you're well versed in strategy and tactics, given your work background, but would you describe yourself as being competitive when it comes to gameplay?
No, I like chaos.
Fabulous. I feel like maybe Bran is here in spirit playing with Michelle. Well, good luck tonight. So I can't wait to see what happens. And our third and final panelist is Daniel Pandolph, aka Panda from the Deck the Hallmark podcast, someone we double deckers just adore. And we all know that Panda loves fall. Fall is Panda. Panda, how are you doing?
I'm living the dream tonight. I'm ready to discuss fall movies and just kind of dominate this list. I'm here to win. I'm not gonna lie. Is that the wrong vibe? Everyone's been really chill, and I'm here to just like drink cider and kick butt. Like that's what I'm here for. So
so Dan, Brian, and Bran and Ryan have all been on the show, played before. Have they given you any pointers at all?
no, they have not. And you know what? I don't trust them anyway to go ahead and give me sound advice. So I've studied up. I'm ready. I'm ready to do this thing. This is the dream right here.
Well, you know what? This is our dream too, because ever since starting this podcast, double deckers have been asking me, when is Panda going to play? So we truly are super excited to have you join tonight, especially knowing how busy you are with running your own company and your growing family, the littlest panda that just arrived. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And at Bramblefest, I just want to say at Bramblefest this past summer, when Hall star Neil Bledsoe was introduced, everyone went wild. But when you were introduced, it went fucking berserk. It went fucking berserk. All right, the first
it was a cool moment.
Evening. Let's get it out of the way. How did that feel? That must tell you how much we all miss you. We love you, Brian Harold. Sorry, but it's Panda.
Oh, thank you guys. That means so much. I'm man, this is exciting. I'm ready to do this thing, and I miss being on the show. And life's been crazy, but I tell you what, my little daughter got a chance to watch a lot of fall movies with me for this, and so my kids watched some fall movies with me. It was a great thing. It was a lot of fun to do it.
Oh, we're so happy. We're so happy. All right, but it doesn't look like Michelle or Stephanie are going to take it easy on you. So that Panda love only goes so far. So let's shift into gameplay mode. If this is your first time listening, you can pause here, listen to the Hallmark Movie Drafts intro show first, or, hang with us, keep going, and you can pick it up fairly quickly. Let's talk about eligibility. As I mentioned, it was a little tricky for eligibility for this draft because so many of those more than 50 movies that have been released under Hallmark's Fall Harvest and Fall into Love seasonal releases over the years didn't really have any fall feels. Plus, fall feels is really subjective, but broadly, we agreed that there should be some colorful foliage, maybe a fall festival, pumpkins, hay bales, that sort of stuff. So we actually narrowed that list from more than 50 down to 29, and that actually includes movies that have recently premiered just this past month, over the last couple of weeks, for the Fall into Love specials that Hallmark just aired. The only movie from Fall into Love this season that's not eligible for this draft is Field Day, simply because we're recording this on the 11th and Field Day isn't premiering until October 14th. But everything else is fair game if people choose to play it. Okay, let's talk drafting positions for the match. There are 3 of them, A, B, and C. Drafter C picks positions 10, 7, and 3. Drafter C gets 1 veto card and 1 veto override card. So it's a great position, but you're starting off at the bottom of the list. Drafter B picks positions 9, 6, 4, and 2 on the list. Drafter B gets only 1 veto card because this position gets 4 opportunities to play versus the 3 that everybody else gets. And so that's why you're only getting 1 veto. And drafter A picks positions 8, 5, and the number 1 position on the list. And drafter A gets 1 veto card and 1 bonus veto. The bonus veto basically acts as just another normal veto. So this position gets to pick the number 1 movie, and you get 2 vetoes. So how do we decide who gets to be drafter A, B, or C? That's where Kate and Erinbeth come in. They're going to challenge you with some trivia questions related to the eligible movies. Good luck. If you happen to win the trivia round, you will be first in the veto order. So it's a double-edged sword there, okay? Winning comes with a little bit of a penalty in terms of that. So Kate and Erinbeth, go ahead and take it away. Let's get the trivia started. Good luck, everybody.
Kate and I worked really hard. We watched every movie and scoured for the hardest trivia we could possibly find. But before you answer those questions, you need to know what our rules are. Rule number 1, you can't answer until I have finished asking the question. No jumping in before I've finished speaking. 2, as soon as I finish asking the question, just shout out your answer. 3, I will tell you if your answer is right or wrong. If you're wrong, you cannot just guess again until the other 2 drafters have made a guess. Number 4, if I have to give you a hint or a clue, then anyone can answer. So if you just guessed incorrectly before the clue, it's okay to guess again. Does anyone have any questions?
Right. And so the first person to answer correctly, you'll be the first one to choose whether or not you want to be A, B, or C. And the next person to answer the next question correctly will choose from those other 2 positions that are left. And the third person will get wonk, 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 whatever's left over.
I like the wonk, wonk, wonk.
It's my high-tech sound effects.
All right, so we're going to start with the first question. One of the eligible movies for this draft ends with the classic line, "She's our mermaid." Which movie is it?
October Kiss.
I think that was Panda. I think he was slightly before Michelle, but I'm going to, Kate, what do you think? Because I don't know if he was actually starting with October Kiss, but he started speaking first.
It was really close. I think Panda was louder. Does that count?
Yeah.
Panda can have it. I'm generous.
Oh,
Look at
no.
you. Okay, so Panda, you need to look at the drafting positions and make a decision on which position you want to be in while Kate asks the next question.
All right. In Falling for You, what dessert does Zach, played by Tyler Hines, originally want to make for the Bachelor Bake Off?
Vanilla cake, vanilla frosting.
Correct.
Michelle knows it.
Very good, Michelle. She knew she could give that to Panda because she's like, I've got this. All right, so you get to pick second, and then Stephanie, you can pick whatever's left after Michelle gets done picking.
Yeah, Stephanie, you have total free will. Whatever's left over is all yours, so don't worry about it.
Sounds
So-
amazing.
So Panda, do you want me to go over the drafting positions again
No.
and the numbers?
No, I'm oh, this is tricky. I think I'm going to do position C.
Position C. So you're going to start off the list. You're going to have picks 10, 7, and 3. You get 1 veto and 1 veto override.
Yep, that's
That
what I
sound
want.
good? All right. So that's Panda. Michelle, what would you like? Drafter B or drafter A?
I think position B.
So B gets 4 picks. You get positions 9, 6, 4, and 2, and you get 1 veto.
Okay,
Does that sound good?
sure.
And Stephanie, you get to be drafter A. No pressure there. Look what they left you with. They were very generous. Or
That's
very
usually the first
cool.
one to go. So
Yeah.
I am
Usually
very surprised. I did not expect that.
8, 5, and 1, and you get basically two vetoes.
Yeah, sounds good.
So
I think
you
this may be
said-
the first time that that's ever happened where A was the one left over, and that's usually the prime picking.
Yeah, exactly. So just one more thing before we get started. You guys are going to when you have your picks ready, you're going to DM me in the chat, not everyone, but just DM it to me, please. My list is in alphabetical order, so if the movie starts with A or the, please include that in what you send to me. Also, Kate and Erinbeth and I have a host side hustle going on, so we have already exchanged our personal top 10 lists, and our goal is just to see how many of the titles that we have on our list match the titles on the final list. We don't have to get them in the right order that you guys have, and we are playing for very high stakes. The winner gets nothing. So there you go. Okay. All right. So coming up first with the pick for number 10 is Panda. Panda, feel free to DM me whenever you're ready with your movie
All right.
title, and we will get started. And that means Panda's also first in the veto order when it's someone else's turn.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll
All
be
right.
good.
I've sent it.
Okay, great. So here we go, everybody. Buckle up. The game is afoot. Panda has sent a movie from 2015. It stars Jill Wagner as Annie. Colin Egglesfield is Ben, and it is Autumn Dreams. With big plans to leave their small town, teenage lovers Annie and Ben elope. Their big city plans are halted, though, when Annie's parents have their marriage annulled, and Annie stays behind in Iowa to help her family. Flash forward 15 years later when Annie's engaged in Iowa and Ben is engaged in New York, and they discover, shocking, that their annulment was never finalized. Annie and Ben reunite to make the divorce legal, but find themselves reminiscing about what could have been if they had stayed together. As romantic feelings resurface, Annie and Ben must decide if their past love could also be their destined future. Panda, why do you like this movie at number 10 to start off the list?
So I'm judging most of my movies based off of some fall criteria and fall feels. And there is near the end this great dance scene where they have where they're just swaying and the fall feels are out of control. They're in a barn. There's just fall things everywhere. They're on a farm for the most of the time, and that farm has some good like classic pumpkins around and like some tractor feels. I vibed with it. I liked it. I don't know if it was over the top fall, but it was good enough and it was subtle enough that I was definitely like, all right, this is good enough for me to break into my top 10. I liked it.
I love this movie as well, not just for the fall feels, but anytime there's a fake relationship or a marriage you
So
forget
good.
about, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Throw in a road trip and it just makes it even better. So
It's a lot of
great play. Autumn Dreams at number 10 is being offered up by Panda. So Michelle, you're actually first up in the veto order. What do you think about Autumn Dreams as number 10? You gonna let it slide, or do you have thoughts?
It's fine. Like,
It's fine.
yeah, it's not worth a veto to me. It's fine. It wasn't my favorite, but it had a few feels. Yeah.
Okay.
Pesticides, fake relationships, awkward dinners. I mean, it had some stuff to offer.
Did you say pesticides?
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of like pesticides.
There's a lot of pesticide talk.
That's true.
That was like pesticide heavy for me, but I mean, that's a feel,
what says fall harvest like pesticides, really?
right?
Yeah.
Not
I
organic.
forgot about that. You're right. You're absolutely right. Stephanie, I guess it's up to you. Are you going to let Panda have his way at number 10 for the Autumn Dreams? What do you think?
Yeah, I also really like this movie. One thing I love about it is that it's set in Iowa and it paints Iowa in a positive light. As someone who lives in Iowa, often when Iowa is represented in TVs and in TV and movies, it is not always the best. And so I love that about it. Also, the lawyer friend is just like really a great sidekick character and makes it really fun to watch. And Fake
Maddie
Relations
Finicchio,
also
right?
the best.
Yeah, he's so good. He's so good. He's great in everything that he shows up in. Good call. All right. Well, congratulations, Panda. Big success. We've locked in the first title. See, this is easy. There's nothing to be scared about, guys. It's just a fun, easy game. Look how copacetic that was. All right. So we're done with number 10. We will move on to number 9. Michelle, go ahead and DM me your pick whenever you're ready. And when she's doing that, Kate, do you like Autumn Dreams?
It didn't end up very high on my list. I agree that Maddie Finocchio was great in this movie, but I really, really want to hear Erinbeth's thoughts about this movie.
All right, Erinbeth, what do you have to say?
I hate this movie. This movie is,
I'm sorry, I'm muting you. I'm
a
muting you.
movie has never scored under 20 in my ranking. It's 15. That is how low I scored this movie, because I have a ranking system out of 50. It's all built on lies. It is absolutely, yeah, it just, no.
I think
There are
your
no false
ranking,
bills that could survive, that could make it better.
I was
I think
looking
you
at
need
your
to
face when it got
recalibrate your
announced.
ranking list over there. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I have Michelle's pick for number 9. Michelle's offered up a movie from 2018. It stars Kelly Rutherford as Amy, Cameron Matheson is Noah. When widowed mother Amy moves her only daughter, Kara, to her out-of-state college dorm, Amy finds herself searching for the next step in life. While at the university, Amy gets an offer she can't refuse and meets Noah, a charismatic, well-traveled professor, and discovers a new life of her own. Michelle, why do you like this at number 9?
So
Love,
I'm
of course.
trying to remember why. But I remember it had a hell of a corn maze. That corn maze gave me a lot of feels. Cameron Matheson on a tractor was a mood for me. Don't know what else to say about that. I kind of like the fall Pacific Northwest feel. I like a widow kind of doing her thing, getting back into it. So yeah, I thought this was wasn't top tier, but it was good. It was solid. Tractors, corn. I liked it. Fall feels.
Actress corn.
Good choice. Great reasons. Yeah, there was a lot of tractor action for sure. So Panda, you're first up in the veto order. What do you think of Love, of Course, at number 9?
Oh, I'm here for it. I don't have a problem. I'm not willing to fight over this. I mean, these are, the fall foliage was there. There's some definite, a corn maze. I'm never going to dispute a corn maze being in the top 10. So, if she had ranked this, a lot higher, we would have had some words. But I mean, I'm good at 9. I'm willing to compromise. I'm good with that. So, Love, of Course, I'm here for it. Do it.
Panda's here for Love, of Course, and the corn maze. What about you, Stephanie?
Yeah, this was actually my number 10, so I'm kind of right there with you. So I think the only thing I would add is, I mean, we get to see Olympic gold medalist Gabby Douglas in this movie.
Right.
She plays the roommate of the daughter. And so I just remember the first time I watched it, I just being surprised, and she just keeps randomly popping up throughout the whole movie. So that part's really fun. But yeah, there's so many great fall feels throughout.
It is good. I was glad that this whole helicopter mom thing kind of worked out, because I would be so cringy if my parents followed me to college out in Indiana. We'll see. All right. So Michelle, congratulations. We've got Autumn Dreams at number 10. We have Love, of Course, at number 9. So Stephanie, it's your turn to make your first pick for number 8. And while you're DMing that to me, Erinbeth, do you like Love, of Course? How do you feel about Matheson on a tractor?
I could take Matheson on a tractor. I mean, cowboys and jeans. I'm all for it. I do like it. It did not make my top 10, but it literally was moving back and forth, because at that level they all scored the same thing. So I was just trying to decide, but I did. I mean, it's nice. I like it when they have older people playing older people. Like she wasn't in there playing like she was 30. So that's nice in a movie. I liked it.
All right, so Erinbeth getting all ageist over here. That's fine.
In
You
a
don't-
good way. I'm saying, you know what? Older people can find love.
They sure can.
I don't even think she cracked 40, Erinbeth, but that's okay. But that's okay. All right, Stephanie has rescued us. She sent me her pick for number 8. She is offering up a movie actually from 2020. It stars Nikki DeLoach as Maggie and her usual husband. Sorry, Emily, Mrs. Walker. Andrew Walker is Dex, and it is Sweet Autumn. Maggie is a successful entrepreneur. She returns home for a will reading and discovers she's inherited half of her aunt's famed maple candy business. What she doesn't understand is why Auntie's maple supplier, Dex, that's Andrew Walker, inherited the other half. Her return also coincides with the town's Sweet Autumn Fest, and through a series of letters Aunt Dee left, Maggie and Dex search for the reason behind her aunt's final wishes. As she and Dex grow closer, Maggie must decide if the life she built is the one she wants. And listeners, just as a reminder, this movie was ranked 3rd out of the 11 best Andrew Walker Hallmark movies in the very first Hallmark movie draft show back in September of 2022. Emily P., aka Mrs. Walker, Dan, and Jillian, whom Dan nicknamed Lady Panda, because one of her drafting moves were the panelists. So if you haven't listened to this first episode show, you're really missing out. It was crazy and hilarious. So Stephanie, why do you love Sweet Autumn at number 8?
So most of the time, the movies where like half of a business or half of a house is left to like one person and another person, and I'm not a huge fan of. But this is actually, I think, probably my favorite Nikki and Andrew movie together. I just think it's just super sweet. It's really just light and playful. I think I personally just love that all the candy and maple syrup talk, and they talk about it all the time throughout the movie. And I just think it's a lot of fun, and I'm a fan.
Good choice. Good choice. Panda, you're first up in the veto order. What do you think? Is half an inheritance better than none?
I don't know. I'm uncertain about the half of inheritance. I don't know where I'm at on Sweet Autumn. Searching my heart on this one. This one almost broke my top 10. It was real close. You know what? I'll let it stay. I'll let it stay. We'll keep half of an inheritance on this one. It's fine.
If there were a half,
I do like the movie. I like the movie a lot. But if we're talking just fall feels, it was all located within the store, and I don't mind that. But like, it didn't feel like that movie to me is it's just they're in a store the whole time. It feels like I know they do other things, but for the life of me, I just remember a lot of maple candy talk and being in a store the whole time. So, but it's a great store. I mean, the store's great. It's a fantastic store. Top 10 stores of all time. That might be hot. That might be too hot of a take, but I don't know. I'll let slide. I'll let go. I'll be kind today. I'm gonna let
They
go.
are definitely outside when they kiss big ones.
They do.
This is
Yes,
the
that's
movie
true.
where Kiss Big Wings started. They are
It
outside.
is a big one kiss. Yeah.
Do you like maple candy? Do you like maple syrup?
I like
Not
maple
really.
syrup. I don't like maple candy. Maple candy's a little, I don't know. You know what? How I say that, I don't know. Maybe I'm being prejudiced. I don't know if I've actually had any good maple candy. The South isn't known for our maple stuff. We get the synthetic stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if I've had good maple candy. So I don't know if I'm a permit to speak on it.
Well, I will send you some because New Hampshire has the best maple syrup in the world. Sorry, Vermont.
I'm in.
There you go. Michelle, how do you feel about maple candy and big kissing?
I'm a fan of both. I went to college in Vermont. Love Vermont feels. This movie, I mean, I found it kind of boring, but it it had some feels. It had like the elements, like I'm checking off the different, my little like trip wires of fall feels. And it was tripping a lot of wires in this case. I guess I'm going with a theme of attractive men on modes of transportation. Andrew Walker on a motorcycle. That gave me feels. I liked that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, to me, that's not worth my veto. It wasn't in my top 10, but I don't hate it either. Like it feels like fall. There's maple, there's Vermont. There's a lot to like about this. It just wasn't in my top 10, but certainly I'm gonna let this one stand.
Learning so much about you. So we have Cameron Matheson on a tractor. We have Andrew Walker on a motorcycle. I can't wait to see what's gonna come up further up the list. Stephanie, this is down to you again. Oh,
She played it.
I'm sorry, you totally played that. All right, you're locked in. You're totally locked in for number 8. Congratulations, you guys got your first picks all out of the way. We've got at 10, Autumn Dreams, at 9, Love of Course, at 8, Sweet Autumn, and Panda. That brings us back to you for your number 7 pick. We are flying through this.
Yeah, we're moving through this.
Single veto has been thrown.
It
That just
lulls
means
everybody
that,
into that false sense. It's coming.
Oh, it's gonna get intense, y'all. I know. I feel like this is where it starts picking up.
Is this where we're gonna break?
Right. I don't know. We'll see.
Is this where the wheels come off the tractor?
We'll see. I'm a little nervous about sending this out into the world. All right.
It's just us, not the world yet.
Well, I think Panda has chosen a movie that I don't know. I don't know how people are going to react to this movie.
This is the one I'm nervous about. This one could cause violence, and so I'm concerned.
I know how I feel about this movie, but let's see what happens. So Panda has offered up for number 7 a movie from 2016. It stars Julie Gonzalo as Casey, Enrico Aragon as Sam, and it goes like this. It's Pumpkin Pie Wars. 10 years ago, Faye and Lydia each opened their own bakeries in Emeryville, Ohio, after a personal and professional fallout, no pun intended, during a local pumpkin pie contest. Now their children and co-workers, Casey and Sam, are set to carry on the rivalry as they go head-to-head in the same contest. There's only one problem for these two people who are supposed to hate each other. They start to fall in love. Panda, tell us about Pumpkin Pie Wars and why you love this for number 7.
This movie is bonkers and stupid in all the best ways, and it has a ton of fall in the process. You have two people who have no reason to really be angry at each other, angry the whole movie, and their kids who moderately can run a bakery between the two of them, duking it out over just pies and romance. There's longing looks over pies. It's very seductive in the weirdest way. And there's a whole bunch of fall festival where they're sitting there having what is arguably the dumbest competition ever that people are watching. I love this movie. I've watched it numerous times. It is ridiculous and it is drenched in fall, and I'm a fan of the movie. And so as a fall movie, it's a winner for me on all fronts. It encapsulates what a Hallmark fall movie is to me.
I think this is a great pick. I'm not trying to influence anyone, but it is bonkers crazy in the best worst way. I do a lot of baking. I bake a lot of pies. I can't imagine anything more boring than watching a pie baking competition.
Worst competition ever.
That's a long time, y'all. And we have a woman who's like stealing recipes. I mean, so and speaking of stealing recipes, that is right up your area of expertise, Michelle. Sort of, not the recipe part, but the whole
culinary espionage.
Yes, that's the phrase I was desperately searching for.
Yeah, that is an area of expertise. So my comment, I just went back and looked at my little movie spreadsheet, and my comments for this one was, this is so dumb, mid. And I stand by that, but there's a lot of fall feels here. And I love older ladies who hold a grudge. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I love it. It's good. As much as I want to hate this movie, I kind of love it. So no, you're not, no veto for me. I support this choice. You know, I just love to hate this one. And
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'll turn it over to Stephanie.
I wish I could remember the actress's name. She's a great character actress, and she's in a lot of the Hallmark movies as a sidekick or the mom or the best friend of the mom, that sort of a thing. And she is the one who is, yes, she's the one who's practicing culinary espionage, which Michelle supports fully. So that's good. Okay, Stephanie, it's up to you. What do you think of Pumpkin Pie Wars at number 7?
So I absolutely love this movie. It is so bad. It is so ridiculous. Similar to what Panda was saying, I've watched this so many times. Nothing makes sense about it. I absolutely love how like the fight between the moms really makes no sense whatsoever. The grudge is terrible. I love the sneaking around. I love that they're like actually like major nerds in the process.
Yeah.
And just fall in love. I love that the dads are sneaking around on the mom and like so many fall feels. Absolutely ridiculous and terrible. Love it. This was one that I really wanted to play, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to get vetoed. So I'm really excited that you played it, Panda.
I did it. Yeah. All right.
Did it. This is great. All right, we've locked in Pumpkin Pie Wars at number 7. Michelle, that brings you up again for number 6. And while she's sending me a pic, Kate, I couldn't read the expression on your face when this was played. Do you like this movie? What do you think?
I really like this movie. It's so stupid, but it's one of my favorite like dumb Hallmark movies. Like I always am a sucker for the Romeo and Juliet like storyline, which is what this one's based on. And there's one thing, actually, I was just talking to Erinbeth about this, that the conflict is already baked into this movie, which is, you know, the mother's ridiculous grudge. So when there's the dumb misunderstanding in Act 4, they just quickly go talk to each other about it instead of just like, you know, not talking to each other or something that they usually do at the end of stupid Hallmark movies. Yeah. So I thought like for a movie that's so dumb, they actually like acted kind of adult at the end, and you know, it's so dumb and I love it. So I'm glad it's on the list.
I think that's great. Erinbeth, do you like this movie?
I do. It's classic Hallmark, in my opinion. Just really fun to watch, and it's enjoyable. I watch it when it's on. It's one of those that I don't change the channel if it runs into becomes this movie after another one. So it's good. It's really, really good. Good
Look
choice.
at us. 6 people loving the Pumpkin Pie Wars. Who'd have thunk it? Thank you,
I want to
Hallmark.
give Dolores Drake her proper shout out. She's the one who steals the
Yes,
recipe.
that's
Dolores
right.
Drake.
That's right. All right. Well, Michelle is totally on the ball. She's already sent me her pick for number 6. I cannot believe we're at number 6 already, you guys. It's a movie from 2018. It stars Lindy Booth and Wes Brown. It's under the autumn moon. So when an ambitious executive convinces her boss that a picturesque ranch would be perfect for their company retreats, he agrees to let her check it out. However, her plan hits a snag when the owner, a charming cowboy, oh my gosh, this is going to be Wes Brown on a horse. I can already predict the mode of transportation here. When a charming cowboy refuses to sell unless she can promise to preserve its history, he convinces her to stay and experience the magic of the ranch. But when her boss shows up with other plans in mind, will she have to make a choice between love and ambition? Michelle, why do you like this movie at number 6? And is it because Wes Brown is on a horse?
Part of it is Cowboy Wes Brown, yes, but this movie had a lot of fall feels, and it actually kind of like snowballed fall feels as the movie went along. Like there's a scene in the second half of the movie where they go on a trail ride and they're in this forest just surrounded by, it could be CGI leaves, I don't know, but there's like this little like stone house in the forest that's all decorated for fall, and crazy feels Lindy Booth having to choose, what's right over what's easy. Her job is on the line, love is on the line. There's some stakes, there's some fall feels, there's Wes Brown on a horse. I'm all for it. I don't know. This may not be a popular movie, but I love this one.
Well, we're going to find out pretty quickly whether Under the Autumn Moon is popular with Panda. You did say steaks, but I think you meant like not the beef kind. So, Panda, are you a fan of Under the Autumn Moon at number 6? Lindy Booth,
So this-
Wes Brown.
I gotta say Lindy Booth. I love some Lindy Booth, but this movie to me just it didn't have the fall feels that I love in this movie. I thought it was good. The performances are good. I really like Lindy and Wes together, which I think is what carries this movie for me. And there is a heck of a moon in this movie, which is quite impressive. It definitely has some fall feels. I don't know if I would have it in. I had it in my top 15. I'll tell you that, but I don't think I know what I want in my top 5, and so I'm not sure I'm willing to fight with my veto yet. And I again, this was one of the top 10 for me. Let me be clear, like 6 through 12 or 13, 14 were all kind of pick'ems for me because they're all really good and ones that I could swap in and out and I felt okay with. So I'm willing. I think I'll let it slide because there's some that I get real passionate about later. I'm passionate, but like this one, I'll let go. I'll be kind, diplomatic.
And Panda's going to let it. Panda's going to let it go. He's going to play with love on Under the Autumn Moon at number 6. Stephanie, what about you? What do you think about Under the Autumn Moon at number 6?
So I actually had this higher, but I love this movie. I also love Lindy Booth and Wes Brown, and I love them together. I also, for some reason, always love movies that involve a dude ranch. Don't know what that's about, but that for some reason has been something I've always been drawn to. I can't remember the guy's name, but like her coworker who's just like messing things up all of the time. But he's just kind of like a goober like throughout the movie, and he's just kind of fun to watch and their dynamic and everything. So I love this movie. I definitely want to keep it on the list. So
Wow, guys, we just locked in the 6th title. We have Autumn Dreams at number 10, Love of Course at number 9, at 8 is Sweet Autumn, at 7 is Pumpkin Pie Wars, at 6 is Under the Autumn Moon. Record time. It has not even been an hour. You are lightning fast. Do you want to take a break or do you want to keep going? Anybody need a break?
I can keep going. I'm feeling good.
All right.
Let me grab a Coke real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll be that
Go
guy.
for it.
Have we
That's
ever
fine.
gone this far without a veto, Lynn?
No.
I think it's going to get spicy in the
The top.
top 5.
Actually, you guys are
Well,
smart because it always gets to the top and we're like everybody's out of vetoes, and you guys are just saving them for the top.
And we are playing with 3 people who don't have anything extra coming in, because that makes a huge difference on where those vetoes get played down further down.
It does.
If I don't know, if someone comes in with like 3 vetoes, Catherine.
So,
All right. Panda is back. So
I'm
we're
back.
going-
I'm ready to do this.
He's ready to go. He is rehydrated, hydrate or die, as we say. Stephanie, it's up to you for pick number 5. Send it on over whenever you're ready. And I'm still thinking about Wes Brown on a horse. That's pretty good.
Was he wearing glasses? I don't think so. He needs to
I don't
put
think
glasses
so.
on and be on the horse.
So one of my metrics was my point system involved hot guy with glasses, and this one did not check that box.
No, because he didn't wear his hot guy glasses.
A couple
in
of
this
the
movie.
others did. Maybe even one of the other Wes Brown movies did, but this did not get a +1 for hot guy and glasses.
That kind of sounds a lot like your bingo card too for
Hot guy glasses.
your glasses. I have Stephanie's pick for number 5. She has offered up a movie from 2015 with Ashley Williams and Sam Yeager. It's October Kiss. Poppy Summersall is hired near Halloween as a temporary nanny by Ryan Larson, that's Sam, a widowed, work-obsessed executive. Through a series of adventures, the eternally optimistic Poppy sets out to teach Ryan and his 2 young children what's important to life. In life, it's unconditional love, family, and the joy of everyday occurrences. So I think Sam Jaeger has only done one Hallmark movie, but he was in The Handmaid's Tale, if anybody caught that one. So he's pretty cool. And of course, this gave us one of the favorite double-decker phrases. She's our mermaid. Yay. So why do you like this movie? October Kiss, Stephanie at number 5.
This one, well, I feel like there's a lot of fall feels, all the Halloween. I think, often the kids can be kind of, how they're incorporated into these movies can be kind of hit or miss. And I just think the kids are so much fun throughout this movie. And I think it's such a fun and playful side of Ashley, just throughout the whole film. So this is one I've watched many times over the years, and yeah, she's our mermaid. So I think it should be on the list.
She's our mermaid. I love the line. I'm not a fan of the name Poppy. It's just like a little too cutesy for me. But Ashley Williams crushes it in this movie. So great pick. Panda, you were holding your head like either it was going to explode or you needed to make a tough decision. What are your feelings about October Kiss at number 5?
The problem is I have October Kiss higher. I love this movie. It is so good. And I'm okay at 5. I think I can let it. I'm not okay at number 5. I'll let slide because there's others I care about. We'll let slide. I'll let slide at 5.
Let's
Okay.
slide at
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
All right.
That hurts, but okay.
It hurts.
It's emotional.
But I love this is one of the only, if I'm based off of my understanding, this is one of the only times we see them on Halloween do an actual Halloween trick-or-treating. I don't know any of the other fall movies that this happens in, which is why I have big Halloween feels with this movie. But I'm done. That's it.
You good? You sure?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, Michelle might rescue you. Maybe Michelle wants this higher, or maybe she doesn't want it on the list at all. How do you feel about October Kiss at number 5?
I'm going to do what Panda wasn't willing to do because this movie deserves to be higher than 5. And,
Is that a veto?
Yes, that's a veto. It deserves high. It deserves better than this.
You're right. It does deserve better than this. I was a coward. I'm sorry.
Michelle has vetoed October Kiss.
But it's a veto of love because I love this
It's a
movie.
veto.
It's a veto of love.
She has. She gave up her one and only veto to do the right thing, right? To do the right thing. So Michelle has taken a stand. October Kiss is out of the running for number 5. It can be played by anyone further up the list. So Stephanie, please send me your replacement pick for number 5. We'll be talking about October Kiss again because it sounds like we're going to hear it again. So I'll hold off on asking people what they think about it. Stephanie is in deep concentration.
I also don't disagree with the veto, but I wanted to make sure it was on the list. So, in knowing what pick
Was that some strategery in that move? Strategery.
Because we've already played a couple of higher ones up for me.
Is it going to be Roadhouse Romance? What's coming next?
Don't
I'm
don't
not gonna-
underestimate
Thank you,
the
Erin. I
Heinies.
am just here to make Erinbeth laugh, which is what she's doing.
Don't underestimate the Heinies, you guys.
Oh, I know. I know.
All right, I have Stephanie's replacement pick. She has chosen a movie from 2016. It is Love on a Limb. It stars, this is Ashley Williams again, this time she's Amy, and it's Trevor Donovan is Kyle. When Mayor Tom Parker, who's played by Jefferson Brown, hires a handsome landscaper, Kyle Sorensen, that's Trevor Donovan, to cut down the small town's beloved Christmas tree, Amy, Ashley Williams, takes it upon herself to try and save it by chaining herself to it. I saw no other option, actually. As landscaper Kyle attempts to wait her out, the two find that the tree brings them more together than they could have imagined in both life and love. Tell us why you like this movie at number 5, Stephanie. Love on a Limb.
Okay, so this movie is like really stupid, but I do have to say, I think I love Mary Lou Henner in this movie. I always think she's a great addition to these movies. And I think the relationship between her and the sheriff is just really adorable throughout, and how the sheriff is like trying to protect her daughter. And just overall, I think it's just like a sweet and feel good movie. It's one that I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, this is going to be like absolutely ridiculous. And was very surprised that I enjoyed watching it.
Okay, Panda. Love on a Limb at number 5. What do you think about that?
I don't like it, but I feel like you threw that one out. I feel like there's some strategy here, and I don't like that either. And I'm almost letting. I mean, I did not get fall feels from this movie, not many anyway. You know what? I'm willing. I'll let it stand. I'm going to let it stand. I'll keep it at 5.
You can keep it at 5?
Because I'll keep it at 5. I'll keep it at 5.
Panda's going to keep it at 5. So basically, Stephanie played 2 back-to-back Ashley Williams movies. Michelle, you do not have a veto, so this is locked in at number 5. But oh, and you need to send me your number 4. Can you also tell me what you think of this movie at number 5 while you send me your number 4 pick?
I didn't think this had a ton of fall feels for me. But Ashley plays kind of the quirky, offbeat character so well. Like her character is really endearing. And I did like Mary Lou Henner as well. Had some funny moments, but it is what it is. I made my choice with my veto, and I had to defend the other Ashley movie. So
there we have
it is what it is.
At number 5. Okay, Michelle has sent me her pick for number 4. Before I get to it, Kate, what do you think of Love on a Limb?
Yeah, I'm not high on that movie. I think Ashley Williams is the only thing to like in that movie. I mean, it's never bad to look at Trevor Donovan for an hour and a half. That's fine too, but it's not a good movie. So I'm kind of surprised it made the list. We have 29 movies to pick from, but here we are. And you can never go wrong with watching Ashley Williams. She shines in these movies.
She does shine. Okay. I have well, that was a great actual segue there, Kate, because I have Michelle's pick for number 4, and she has chosen a movie that stars Trevor Donovan, who's easy on the eyes according to Kate. To me, he looks like Barney Rubble, so I'll just keep my mouth shut. Erin Cahill is Claire. It's Love, Fall, and Order. It's from 2019. When Manhattan-based lawyer Claire goes home to Vermont to save her dad's Hanks, that's played by Gregory Harris, to save his annual Fall Fest on her family's pumpkin farm, sparks fly with her old rival Patrick, that's Trevor Donovan. the opposing lawyer she now faces in court over a property dispute involving their families. Things get even more complicated when Claire's boyfriend and fellow lawyer, Ben, played by Drew Fuller, shows up to help Claire with this court case. There's a lot going on here. Can you break it down better than I did in that description, Michelle?
Yeah, there was a land dispute. And yeah, there's just a ton of fall. There's so much fall in this one. It was an explosion of fall. Trevor Donovan was like a human LL Bean model, which I said, and then Aaron Cahill said. That made me laugh. There may have been an appearance by Jax in this one. There was an adorable dog named Maple. Hello. This movie had a lot going for it. I believe the mode of transportation was an old pickup truck. Yeah, tons of fall feel. That's like the food, the foliage, everything about it, fall feels. Did I like actually love the story? But there's so many fall feels.
Fall feels and a pickup truck for the mode of transportation. Nice save, Michelle. Nice save. Panda, what are your thoughts on love, fall, and order?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It has all the fall feels that you would want. It's got the leaf peepers, Jax is in it. The city is decorated incredibly well. I like this movie a whole lot. And so I can, from a fall feels perspective, I'm on board with this definitely in being a top fiver. I'll grant that. That's fine.
He is granted permission to stay there at number 4. Stephanie, what do you think? Is it going to stay at number 4? Love, fall, and order.
Yeah, I love this movie. This is one I've watched this so many times. And it's hard. My like top 5, I feel like this is in my top 5, and I feel like a lot of them are kind of interchangeable. And so part of me is like, do I play my veto to play it higher, or do I don't know. I'm going to wait, but I do love how competitive they are. I think that's a fun part of the movie as well.
I think it's a great choice. So you guys, we are on to getting to the top 3. This is when the wheels come off the bus, the friendship goes out the window, relationships are broken, hearts are broken, dreams are shattered. But I have a feeling that none of those things may happen with this group. You're playing with thoughtfulness and love and strategy. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. But let's just see what happens next. So Panda, you are up for number 3. As you're sending me your picks, I'm going to do a state of the list recap. We have at number 10, Autumn Dreams, which was played by Panda. We have Love, of Course, at number 9, which was played by Michelle. At 8, we have Sweet Autumn, that Stephanie ordered up. At 7, we have Pumpkin Pie Wars, that was from Panda. At 6 is Under the Autumn Moon, played by Michelle. At 5, we had October Kiss, it was vetoed. And then it was replaced with Love on a Limb by Stephanie. We just locked in Love, Fall, and Order at number 4 from Michelle. And now Panda has offered up for the number 3 movie on this list, a film starring Nikki DeLoach and Dylan Neal from 2018, Truly, Madly, Sweetly. Natalie, that's Nikki, is the owner of a San Francisco food truck business selling cupcakes. And Eric, that's Dylan Neal, is a finance manager and divorced dad. They're strangers brought together when Eric's aunt, who also happened to be a longtime customer of Natalie's, passes away and leaves them a building, which also happens to be the site of a once famous bakery. Forced into this new partnership, they discover selling the building won't be easy because it's been declared a historical site. Romance blooms as they spend time together in the process of renovating this old bakery. Panda, why do you love this movie? Once again, half an inheritance is better than none.
Love a good half inheritance movie. For sure. Nikki DeLoach in a food truck selling pumpkin cupcakes. I mean, just sells it for me the entire time. There's a lot of, just even though it's not really that cool weather in San Francisco during this time, it sells it for me. Great movie overall, definitely worthy of a 3 spot for me.
Panda's all about the 3 spot, the pumpkin cupcakes, truly madly sweetly at number 3. Michelle, what are your feelings about this? You don't have a veto to offer up, but I'd love to get your thoughts.
I don't have a veto, but I still have feelings. And those feelings are, this had some good fall feels, like the festival at the school that they went to had a lot of feels. I really liked the chemistry between Nikki and Dylan. I thought that was really good. I feel like there's maybe movies on the list that had more fall feels than this, but it was good. And not like I can do much about it. I chose to defend October Kiss, and I have to live with that choice. So I'll do that.
You took one for the team because Panda didn't do it.
Yeah, didn't
I
want to
didn't
do the
do it.
right thing.
Sorry.
He didn't do it, and he thanks you greatly. Stephanie, that leaves you. What do you think of Truly Madly Sweetly at number 3? Are you all about Nikki in a cupcake truck, or Nikki in a truck selling cupcakes?
Nikki in a truck selling cupcakes. Yeah, I mean, I love Nikki and I love cupcakes. I don't love this movie. I feel like it's just like kind of eh. I know there's fall feels, but I need to use a veto on this one. Sorry, Panda.
It's okay.
Stephanie is coming in with a veto. I'm gonna cross out your bonus veto. You still have one veto left in the game. Panda can send me his replacement pick for number 3. And let's see, Panda. No, this is actually your final pick, so you won't have an opportunity to play it again.
Okay.
That's okay. So this is your last. This is your last pick, unless Stephanie vetoes this choice too.
Okay.
Don't trust her. Don't trust her. All right. Oh wow. Okay. So Panda has offered up at number 3. A movie whose title will not disappoint. It's a movie from 2022. It stars Taylor Cole and Severe Weather Warning, Corey Sevivier. Michael Ironside plays the grandfather. It is Pumpkin Everything. If not a great movie, simply the best name ever for a fall movie. Amy is an up-and-coming novelist. She returns to her hometown to look after her stubborn grandfather, Tom, and his pumpkin-themed store while confronting an old flame, that's Severe Weather Warning, from her past. Panda, why do you love Pumpkin Everything at number 3?
Because literally this is the most fallish movie Hallmark's ever done, just point blank. I don't know what their budget was on fall decorations, but they said let's up it. And the movie is not, like, let me be clear, the movie itself is kind of boring, but it makes up for it by just having fall throw up in every scene. I've never seen Hallmark do anything like that before. It is all the fall feels literally in every scene. They go for broke, and it is awesome. Loved it. Loved the fall feels in it. Got the fall feels the entire movie. Phenomenal movie.
Great choice for number 3 for fall feels. I was saying to Erinbeth the other day, having watched a whole bunch of these back to back, that there's that one orange leafed tree that's in every single one of these. Hallmark getting the most out of that tree in every movie, and the close-up shots and the open shots as well. And this one was just like a explosion, as you said, of name something from fall. It's in this film. So Pumpkin Everything at number 3. Michelle, again, I value your thoughts and your feelings, even though you can't do anything about this. What do you think of Pumpkin Everything?
So I had Pumpkin Everything at number 5 on my list. It had a ton of fall feels. I mean, pumpkin, an explosion of pumpkin everything everywhere. Pumpkin everywhere, everything. The store was called like Pumpkin Everything. Like, there is a lot. The story was dumb, but there was a lot of fall feels here. So you gotta recognize that. So yeah, I'm okay with this. It deserves its spot in the top 5 for sure.
Michelle sending secret code words to you, Stephanie, challenging you to use your last veto on Pumpkin Everything in the number 3 position, a movie we have all described as boring, but Pumpkinlicious. What do you think?
So I agree that there is fall everywhere in this movie. Here are my notes. Terrible the first time, worse the second time. This movie is so bad. This cannot be number 3 on the list. I feel like this was a strategy play by Panda, and I have a lot of respect for you for that. So I have to use this can't be in the top 3. It just can't. It is so bad.
Are you using your last veto?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Stephanie. Okay.
I
This
think
is like
Panda will do better the next time.
Stephanie has vetoed Panda twice. That's like kicking a puppy, people. Like, what is happening?
The look on Panda's face right now.
No,
I can't let this injustice stand. This movie. Can I veto override her veto?
No.
No,
No.
you cannot save your
No.
own pick. That's the only
Can't
thing
save
you
my own
can't
pick.
do. You can't save your
This
own
is
pick.
heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
All right.
But you know, Michelle
right.
might play it for you at number 2. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. All right, fair enough.
Poor Panda.
All right, I'll do it again. Let me try this again.
Try it a third time. Well, it's Panda sending me his pick. What do you think of Pumpkin Everything, Erinbeth? Should it be number 2? Number 1?
It's very pumpkin-y. I think it either needed Her and the Grandpa or Her and Severe Weather Warning. Corey Sevier, we should call him by his name. It's
I
like
know.
there were too many stories, but it was very pumpkin-y. Like I will give it that.
Panda has come through with a trooper as a trooper with a trooper. Not with
I'm a
trooper. I'm
trooper.
sorry. Panda has offered up a movie at number 3, his 3rd attempt, and it stars Ashley Williams, Luke McFarlane, Marcus Rosner, Peter Porte, and many other people. It's from 2023. It literally just aired a couple of nights ago. It's Notes of Autumn. So hang with me here. Best friends Ellie Matthews and Leo Carrington, that's Ashley and Luke, rarely see each other since they live in very different places. Leo lives out in the country and is a successful author of an historical romance novel series. And Juilliard-trained pianist Ellie lives in an impossibly fabulous apartment in a more urban location and has moved from one unfulfilling career to another, proverbially to pay rent, buy food, and buy clothes. Leo is suffering from writer's block. Ellie has just been fired from an event planning job as she continues to avoid resuming a career in music. They switch homes for 2 weeks, both hoping to be inspired by their new surroundings. They each meet and spend time with each other's best friends, and as sparks fly and romance blossoms for both Ellie and Leo in their new surroundings, they also rediscover fulfilling career paths as they move forward with their new romantic partners. And P.S., there are hilarious appearances by Kevin Smith and Pascal Hutton as the characters in Leo's book. Panda, tell us why you love this movie, Notes of Autumn, at number 3.
First of all, I think this is one of maybe the most creative movies that Hallmark has done for fall movies ever. You have a lot going on. You have Pascal Hutton and Kevin just doing a great job with these roles where they pop in. That cracked me up. That bit was hilarious. You have incredible fall feels throughout. You have McFarlane putting on a phenomenal performance. You have Ashley Williams crushing it as just every single scene has something to do with fall without being over the top ridiculous. And at the same time, just some really heartfelt, really emotional scenes in there that I thought were really beautiful, really well done. You get one of the really great things about this movie is you get both the city fall feels combined with the country fall feels in some sense. And I really like that. I really like how they did that it is an interesting movie on top of everything else. The plot is not boring. It is one that kept me locked in the whole time. Really enjoyed it. I think this is actually one of Hallmark's better movies that they put together. Just period. I think if you look at any of the seasons, I think that this is arguably one of their best movies that they've done, and certainly created a great example of genre. This, you know, I the older fall ones, you know, what we have now is just it's really good.
Yeah, it's almost like real movie feels a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So guess what, guys? This stays at number 3 because everyone is out of vetoes except for Panda. But again, I appreciate your feelings. So Michelle, what do you think about this pick for number 3, Notes of Autumn?
I love this movie so much. It was my number 3. I love both the couples. I love everything about it. It's funny, it's witty, it's intelligent. It's really good for Hallmark. I loved watching it the first time, loved watching the second, third, probably and fourth time. It was amazing. I'm totally happy with this. Love this movie so much. Love this choice.
Yay. Okay, Stephanie, you're out of vetoes. What do you think of Notes of Autumn at number 3?
I agree with everything that's been said. This was also my number 3. I think I appreciate just how Hallmark is doing something different. I love that there's actually some representation in a movie that's not at Christmas time. I mean, I love it at Christmas time also, but just I love this movie all around. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, Luke McFarlane and Peter Forte have kissed big ones. They are a great couple in this. Representation is really important. Just lots of good vibes in this. So wow, guys, we are up to number 2. This will be Michelle's final pick, and the only thing standing between you and your number 2 pick would be a potential veto by Panda, who still has a veto and a veto override. And as Michelle's getting ready to send me her pick, I'll do another recap of the list. We have Autumn Dreams at number 10, Love of Course at number 9, Sweet Autumn at 8, at 7 is Pumpkin Pie Wars, at 6 is Under the Autumn Moon, at 5 is Love on a Limb, at 4 is Love, Fall, and Order, at 3 we landed on Notes of Autumn. Okay, at number 2, Michelle has sent a movie that we have talked about a little while ago. It's October Kiss from 2015 with Ashley Williams and Sam Yeager. Tell us why you think this needs to be at number 2 instead of number 5 when it was originally played.
This was actually my number 1, but I played it to ensure it would get its place on the list. I love Ashley Williams in this. I love the Halloween, it doesn't have like some of the fall feels that the other movies did, but this movie's just so funny and sweet, and Ashley's energy in this is insane but endearing. There's a lot to like about this movie. There's a lot of fall feels. I love the Halloween element of it. So yeah, she's our mermaid.
Mermaid.
She's our fall feels queen at this point. She's got 2 movies on this list potentially already. It's really up to Panda if this is going to stay at number 2.
I had it as my number 2. It's my number 2. So yeah, keep it.
Perfect. All right. October Kiss is number 2. Stephanie, I value your feelings too, even though you can't do anything about it. What do you think of this for number 2?
This is great. I think I'm only worried because we've now gone through most of my list for like top 10. A lot of my stuff's been played, and so I feel really bad because I feel like I don't have a good pick now for number 1. So I'm just gonna put that out there.
Well, you don't have to use something. You don't have to pick a movie from your list. If there's something else that you want to play, that you can
go with extreme chaos and play something really, really bad. But
you absolutely could. You absolutely could. Well, take your time. Go ahead and think about what you want to send to me. But it sounds like you're running out of you're running out of options based on your list. Erinbeth, what do you think of October Kiss at number 2?
I do like October Kiss for everything that Panda said when he played it. It is a oh, I'm sorry, Panda didn't play it. Stephanie played it. Sorry, at number 5. But whatever it's October as it is meant to be, because October is spooky month. It's not just fall month. And so when they go trick-or-treating and she's making the costumes and the kids are great in this movie, I think of the quirky Ashley Williams characters, this is the one she has done the best. This is my favorite quirky Ashley Williams character.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree.
Agreed. Stephanie, did you send me your pick? I think my chat is frozen.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
I was thinking that whole time.
You were, well, I know
can
this is a lot
continue
of
to wax
responsibility.
poetically about Ashley Williams.
I take my responsibility very seriously right now.
It is, as you should, as you should. Kate, what do you think of October Kiss? What do you think of this list so far? Since we're practically finished.
I think October Kiss is just Ashley Williams is everything in this movie. Like I love that she's going to be on this list 3 times because I think maybe, I don't know, I'd have to think really hard about this, but like her fall movies are probably her best, even though Love on the Limb is like not great, but she's great in it. So, it's on the list. The list overall, I think is good. I think I like that all 3 of you are really going for the fall feels. I really appreciate that. Like, I think I try to play like that, but then, sometimes I get so swayed by some of these movies that I love so much that maybe don't represent the category as much. And I wish that my co-drafters in the When Calls the Heart draft were on board with trying to be more towards the topic, because I don't think we had enough cast representation in that final list.
Yeah, that oh gosh, for all the Hardys out there, it would never have, I never could imagine Paul Green being so highly represented in that list, but
I
more props
imagined
to
it.
him.
I just didn't think it'd be that much.
Let's all unbutton our shirts and celebrate. So there we go. Okay, I have Stephanie's pick for number 1. She has sent over a movie from 2016. It stars one of my favorite actresses. I wish she makes more Hallmark movies. It's Rachel Lee Cook as Frankie. Brendan Penny, he's not on the line. I'm sorry, guys. He is Nate. When Frankie Baldwin and Nate DeLuca both have a claim to ownership of Sorrento Farm, they are forced to divide the vineyard right down the middle and work the fields alongside each other to bring in the harvest, leading up to the best wine competition at the annual Autumn Harvest Festival. Only this rivalry won't be settled in the fields, because in spite of their contentious bickering, the simplest way to settle this particular legal dispute is with a romance. This is Autumn in the Vineyard. Stephanie, why do you love this movie for number 1?
So I know it was just mentioned that we've been talking and thinking a lot about how much fall is represented. I can't say fall is really represented a lot in this movie. But this one, I think, I just love this trilogy overall. I think it's a good first movie in the trilogy. Most Hallmark trilogies are not very good. But I love both the leads, Rachel Lee Cook and Brendan Penny. They have their first kiss like 6 minutes in, and it's like, boom, let's make this happen. And so I just think the banter is really fun. The family rivalry is really fun. There's a llama in there. And so I just think overall, it's just a really fun movie. It's one I've watched so many times, and I guess we'll see if it stays on the list.
Well, the only one who could possibly prevent this is Panda, and he is first up in the veto order. Panda, what do you think of Autumn in the Vineyard as the number 1 Hallmark movie with fall feels?
I think we need to veto that stat. Get it out of here. Gone. Get it out.
Panda said, let it go. It's gone. It's gone. All right. There you go. Panda was saving his veto. He knew what he wanted. There was no hesitation. Autumn in the Vineyard is off the list. Stephanie might be in a little bit of a pumpkin pickle jam over here because she mentioned that almost all of her movies from her list were played. I'll give you some time to think about it. While you're there, I'm going to do a recap of the state of the list so far. We've got Autumn Dreams at 10, Love of Course at 9, Sweet Autumn at 8, Pumpkin Pie Wars at 7, Under the Autumn Moon at 6, Love on a Limb at 5, Love, Fall, and Order at 4. We finally landed on Notes of Autumn at number 3. October Kiss was played at number 2. And at number 1, Stephanie dug deep. I think she meditated, she prayed, she threw a dart at the board, and she came up with a movie from 2018 starring Taylor Cole as Lacey. Tyler Hines is Zach. It's Falling for You. Radio host Lacey is hosting a bachelor bake-off to raise money to save her radio station. When her star bachelor backs out, she enlists Zach, Tyler Hines, a visiting businessman, to fill the spot. This was Tyler's second Hallmark movie, but it aired first before It's Christmas Eve, the one that he filmed. He's clean shaven in this. And this movie was ranked 8th in the 10 best Tyler Hines movie drafts from March that Jen, Bran, and Tracy did. And it's got a lot of fall feels, right? Stephanie, was this on your list? Did you pull it out of the air? Tell us about it.
This is my number 11. It does have a lot of really good fall feels. I also love the Colby Calais song, Falling for You, which is in the movie. I do love that we get like baby Tyler Hines. And so just kind of like before he was really big on Hallmark. I think one thing that I do really like about this movie is how much she loves the town and how she has that like fear of branching out. And I think that's just something that so many people can relate to. And so I think it's just a good fall movie. So yeah, unfortunately we went through most of my list. And my other one that was in my top 10 that I didn't play, I feel like everyone would be really mad about. So I felt like this had more fall feels at least.
Well, we will, when we do the recap, I definitely want to know what that other movie would be, but congratulations. Falling for You is number 1. Everybody's out of vetoes. Panda has a veto override that he can carry over the next time that he plays. So good job, everybody. You did it. But before I read the list for the final time, let me check in with Kate and Erinbeth so we can read our personal top 10s and see how they compare to yours. And then we'll find out what movies you had that you didn't play that we didn't get a chance to talk about. So Kate, can you tell us quickly what movie titles were on your list, ranked 10th to 1st, please?
Yeah, so I got 5 out of the final list. My number 10 was Autumn in the City. I think it was Hallmark's attempt at like a New York City walk and talk rom-com, and it had right down to the jazz music. It was a good one with a lot of autumn feels. I'm surprised it didn't get mentioned. 9, Sweet Autumn. 8, October Kissed. 7, Pumpkin Pie Wars. 6, Country at Heart. I liked that one. Didn't come up. 5, Harvest Love. I think had a lot of good fall feels. 4, Notes of Autumn. 3, All of My Heart, The Wedding. 2, Love of Course. And my number 1 was Autumn in the Vineyard. And I was so happy when you played that, Stephanie. But, you know, thanks Panda for vetoing it.
I do what I can, guys. Sorry.
In defense,
Yes, thank you, Panda, for vetoing it.
Thank you for vetoing it, Panda. So you got 5.
I'm gonna defend the fall feels. It is harvest season right now. The grapes are in harvest. So that one is definitely a fall feels movie. And that's my wine pairing tonight, red wine from Napa. That's Frankie Baldwin.
Good job.
Frankie Baldwin won the Autumn Harvest Festival with her red wine. So there you go. There's a fall festival in this movie, guys. It should have
Good job. Good job. Erinbeth, what were your 10?
10 was A Harvest Wedding. 9, October Kiss. 8, Falling for You. 7, Harvest Moon. 6, Truly, Madly, Sweetly. Thank you. That is a great movie. It should be on this list. All of My Heart, The Wedding. At 5. At 4, Autumn in the City. 3, Notes of Autumn. 2, Sweet Autumn. And 1, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1 ghost. It is absolutely fall feels. They go to a fall festival.
For 13
She
seconds.
throws fall leaves in the air.
It's a great movie. It's one of my favorites, but I don't know. But you know, you're not wrong. I'm just more right. That's fine. Okay, here's my top 10. At 10, I had A Harvest Wedding, just like you, Erinbeth. At 9, Pumpkin Everything. At 8, thank you, Stephanie, Falling for You. Thank you so much. At 7, Notes of Autumn. At 6, Pumpkin Pie Wars. At 5, Autumn Dreams. At 4, Falling for Vermont, which no one mentioned. The only thing I like better than a fake relationship movie or a I Forgot I Was Married movie is I don't remember anything at all. It's an amnesia movie. So I have that at number 4. At 3 is Over the Moon in Love. I don't care that it doesn't have any fall feels. It has Jessica Lowndes and Wes Brown. And she's like Cyrano de Bergerac in this. It is totally bonkers and unrealistic, but I like it. At 2 is, come on guys, Growing the Big One. Did no one watch this movie? You had to see it on YouTube. It's for free. Shannon Doherty is in it. Babyface Kevin Smith from 2010. Giant pumpkin. It's awesome. And at number 1, I have Harvest Moon, which is Jesse Schramm and Jesse Metcalf. It's totally hilarious.
Jesse Hutch.
Jesse, what did I say? Jesse Sham?
You said Metcalf.
Metcalf.
Sorry, yep. Jesse Hutch, right? Sorry. From 2015. So that's what I have. I got 4 right.
Lynn, please can I read you my notes for Over the Moon in Love?
Yes.
I put, is this a summer movie? Did Lynn try to sneak a Jessica Lowndes movie onto the final eligibility list?
You know, this movie has a little bit of fall feels in it. You just have to pay attention, and clearly you weren't. So that's all.
Okay, sorry.
I think you need to watch it
I
again.
think they actually mentioned like summer festival in there or something.
Yeah,
You too, Michelle. Look, it's got fall in the title. I stand by it. All right, so that's it. Panda, why don't we start with you? Were there any titles on your personal list that you didn't get a chance to play that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, I'll read you just my top 10 because it's so I have Autumn Dreams at 10, Love Struck Cafe at 9, which I really like Love Struck Cafe. I enjoyed it. I thought it had some good apple feels, and I'm here for some apple harvest feels. I have Falling for Vermont at 8, Pumpkin Pie Wars at 7, All My Heart in Love at 6. I have Harvest Love at 5, A Harvest Wedding at 4, Notes of Autumn at 3, October Kiss at 2, and then Pumpkin Everything. That was not a joke. I think that movie is awesome for fall feels, and I had that as my number 1.
I had that as my number 9, and I like that movie too. Good job, Panda.
Thanks.
Michelle, what were your top 10s?
I had Country at Heart, Love of Course, Growing the Big One, Falling for Vermont, Under the Autumn Moon, Pumpkin Everything, Love Fall in Order, Notes of Autumn, Falling for You, and October Kiss.
Another Pumpkin Everything and Growing the Big One. Thank you. Okay, Stephanie, let's hear yours.
Okay, Love of Course, Autumn in the City. That's what I almost played at number 1 that I didn't think other people would want. And it looks like they both did not want it based off their reaction. So that was good. Okay, Autumn in the City, Sweet Autumn, Autumn in the Vineyard, Love on a Limb, Pumpkin Pie Wars, October Kiss, Notes of Autumn, Under the Autumn Moon, and Love Fall in Order.
Way to go. You guys, this was so great. I'm going to read the list for the final time. Here it is, everybody. This is the top 10 best Hallmark movies with fall feels as drafted by Michelle, Stephanie, and Panda. Here we go. Number 10, Autumn Dreams. At 9, Love of Course. At 8, Sweet Autumn. At 7, Pumpkin Pie Wars. At 6, Under the Autumn Moon. At 5, Love on a Limb. At 4, Love Fall in Order. At 3, Notes of Autumn. At 2, October Kiss. And at number 1, Falling for You. Great job, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's all say bye.
Bye.
Hello.
She's our
We
mermaid.
did it.
She is our mermaid.
Hallmark Movie Drafts is produced by me, Lynn Austin, with additional creative and research support from Erinbeth Cermak and Catherine Baca. This show would not be possible without the dedicated and talented Deck the Hallmark podcast Double Deckers, who share their passionate opinions on these Hallmark movies that we love, or maybe not love, so much. Intro and outro music is courtesy of Amada Zabana. If you love this pod, please leave a 5-star review. It helps other Hallmark movie fans to find us and join in on the shenanigans. Be sure to follow the show at Hallmark Movie Drafts on Instagram.